If you clicked on this video, you're probably tired of being a registered nurse and you want to quit nursing altogether. I get it. You're tired of breaking your back, you're tired of those nurse bullies, and you're tired of running back to back on the unit. You're in the right spot. Today I'll be sharing 5 nursing specialties that you probably have never heard of but pay really well. But if you're new here, I'm your girl Steph J, and over here we talk about all things nursing, beauty, and an occasional vlog or two. So let's get into the rest of the video. Are you a nurse that's tired of working endless shifts, 12s, 10s, missing holidays, missing your family or events on the evenings or at nighttime? Clock in. What if I told you can boost your income and still make a difference? All without ever putting someone in 4-point restraints or giving another bed bath again. Here are 5 high-paying nursing jobs that'll level up your career and your paycheck. Let's break down each role and why nurses love it, average salary expectations because you gotta check with your own state, and how to position yourself to actually land that position. The first role is the nurse informatics specialist. A nurse that works in informatics bridges the gap between nursing and IT. As somebody who's helped to build and launch platforms for nurses, I can tell you that technical people and nurses speak 2 different languages. In this role, you'll help to build clinical systems, analyze if it's effective, iron out any kinks, train staff. You'll analyze patient data. One of the easiest ways to get into this role if you're still working at the bedside is to reach out to your Epic team. A lot of the times your hospital can pay for you to be an Epic super user, and they're gonna train you on all the ins and out of that. You get a certification, and eventually when you do transition from the bedside on the way out, you already have experience being a super user, working in informatics, and how it worked as a nurse and how it worked on the technical side. Employers typically want nurses to have experience working with clinical systems like Epic and Cerner, and really good if you have experience working with data or data analytics, because you're going to be looking at a lot. Depending on your location, the salary range can be anywhere between $90K to $130K. If you love tech but hate paperwork, this might be your thing. The second nursing role is the legal nurse consultant. In this role, you'll support law firms and attorneys. We all know clinical jargon and charts can be really confusing. So it's your job to actually break down all that jargon, all these doctor's notes, specialty notes, and let the legal team know what's going on. Was somebody at fault? Was it done per protocol and process? So you're really going to look through everything like a fine-tooth comb because you're the expert, not them. If you like being really intricate, this might be your role just because you're going to be doing a lot of chart review. And you're going to have to learn a little bit of legal terminology as well. So if you're a girly that likes to learn new things, hey, check it out. The income range for this role goes somewhere between $50 to $200 per hour, depending on the case, the lawyer, and the firm. But you have potential to make up to 6 figures in this role if you're working for yourself as your own business, because baby, you make your own rates. The next role is the nurse health coach or the wellness nurse. In this role, you partner with clients, members, and patients with their lifestyle changes. So we don't automatically run to medications and typical methodologies. We do more things like diet, exercise, yoga, Reiki, stress management, that kind of thing. In this role, you'll use a lot of motivational interviewing to get to the root cause of why the member or the patient is not making life changes. It's your job to motivate them to see themselves in a new light so that they can make the changes that will affect their overall health. The salary range for this role goes anywhere from $60K to $100K. I've actually seen a lot of these type of roles within insurance companies or in the hospital in an outpatient setting. So while the salary range for a wellness nurse is anywhere between $60K to $100K, you could also make more money on the back end being a private coach. The fourth role is the clinical research nurse or the research coordinator. In this role, you'll oversee clinical trials, recruit participants, and monitor for compliance and reporting. This is super important because if you know anything about clinical trials, this is how we get funding. So if all of these things are off, baby, y'all can get sued. So you really need to be on your P's and Q's, very detail oriented. If someone's having a reaction to some kind of thing that you guys are testing within this clinical trial, you need to be on it. Let's be honest, within clinical trials, sometimes things occur that have never been tested before. So if you think that you're going to be in this role and coast, probably not the best one for you. Skills to highlight as a clinical research nurse include the GCP standards, the IRB process, and clinical trial protocols. Again, every trial is different, so you better know that book front and back. The average salary range for a clinical research nurse is anywhere between $70K and $110, depending if you're working academically or if you're working in pharma. And if you really want to stand out as a clinical research nurse, try to look into your CCRC certification. The fifth role is an occupational health nurse. I actually worked in this role when I worked for a tech company about a few years ago. In your role as an occupational health nurse, you'll manage employee health at the workplace. You'll be responsible for injury prevention and wellness programs. You might also have to do employee treatments when it comes to injuries on the job, anxiety, depression, falls, spills, chemicals, breathing tests, masks fitting, blood pressure, workplace safety, injury prevention, regulatory compliance, assessing and treating workplace injuries, doing pre-employment and annual health screenings, and a whole bunch of health surveillance programs. While there's a lot that goes into occupational health nursing, it was honestly one of the most chill jobs I ever had. Skills to spotlight in this role are OSHA protocols and triage. I have never triaged so much than when I worked in the occupational health role. My experience working as a med-surg nurse and in a adult primary care clinic really helps me out as an occupational health nurse. Usually in the clinic or in the hospital, you'll get a little write-up of, hey, the member's here for X, Y, and Z. If anything, you're getting a phone call like, hey, there's an emergency, can you see me in room 3? So you're just walking in. So if anything, every day is different. It is busy. I feel like with occupational health, when it rains, it pours. But again, you're not breaking your back with anything. And if anything gets so escalated, you call the ambulance to come and pick them up. A lot of companies do prefer nurses who have their COHN or the COHN-S certification. I didn't have either, and I got the job. So there's hope. Just make sure that you're putting your skills forward. And for my bonus role, we all know if you really want to make a lot of money, you're gonna have to be a travel nurse. Again, a lot of people say that you don't need bedside nursing to be a travel nurse. I disagree. As for me, I only worked 1 year bedside, and the rest of my 11 years of nursing experience has been in the outpatient ambulatory care setting. While I could work as a travel nurse, I don't think that's the safest option unless it was in a admin or case management role where I'm like hands off. I haven't been on the bedside in a very long time, and that's obviously not the safest thing. But if you are bedside baddie right now and you want to run up a lot of money, look into those contracts. Honestly, if anything, you just really need to be on your stuff, because a lot of the times what I've heard from my other nursing friends is when you go to these locations, they're really not going to help you because they know you're making more money than them. Some people are just stank. A lot of these facilities aren't the safest. That's why you're getting paid so much. It's a hard knock life, but if you can make it through, you're making that money. So if you really want to get that capital, try travel nursing. Travel nurses can make over 100K, and there's such a demand in multiple specialties. There's been a nursing shortage since I've been in nursing school, so clearly if you want it bad enough, you can find something to do. I also thought I should mention that there are travel nurse positions for outpatient clinics. If you are an outpatient ambulatory care girl like me, there are ambulatory care, case management type of travel assignments. They do pay decent. They're not going to pay as much as the hospital, but they pay pretty good. So if you want flexibility and higher pay, this role might be for you. Okay, y'all, so we talked about 5 roles: informatics, legal, health coaching, clinical research nursing, occupational health nursing, and travel nursing. Which one is speaking to you? Which path is exciting you the most? Let me know down below. If you want more nursing career hacks, go ahead and hit like and subscribe. Go ahead and check out these 2 videos over here. I think that you'll like them. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.